All right. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are located. My name is Pranav Bhagat, and I'm a senior developer advocate here at ServiceNow. And I welcome you to create a Toolbox, a show brought to you by ServiceNow developer advocates. So, in this show, basically, we cover everything that's coming new in the upcoming release, whether it's release or the store. So, today, we're going to talk about our Q4 store release content, and we're going to talk about what's coming new in UIB and Next Experience. And to talk about these stuff, we have Maria as well as Brad for it. Hi, both. How are you?
Hey, Pranav, thanks for having us on.
Amazing.
Hello.
Hey. All right, so let's do a quick round of introductions. So, my name is Pranav. I'm a senior developer advocate, as I mentioned, and I'm going to pass it to Maria.
Hi, I'm Maria Gabriela Chopra Wechter, and I'm an outbound product manager on the Agent Experiences team.
Perfect. Let's talk hear from Brad.
Hey, everybody, my name is Brad Tilton, and I am also in the outbound product management group for our agent experience products.
Amazing. So, Brad, what we are covering today, I am little excited about UIB because UIB is one product that I have played like I haven't got a lot of tons of experience, but I'm always curious whenever the new release comes up, like what's coming new.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about what is new in UI Builder as of the Q4 store release, and I think we'll talk a little bit more about store releases in a minute.
Perfect. So, Maria, do you want to kick it off?
Actually, I'm going to pass the talking stick to Brad. Brad can get us started.
All right. Did you have a slide you wanted to share that we're going to get into? Yeah.
Here it is.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit about store before we get into what's new with UIB. As you probably know, as of the Washington, D.C. release, we moved UI Builder to the store. So this is our fourth store release of UI Builder. So one of the nice things about moving to the store is that we can release quarterly instead of just twice a year. So the features that we're talking about today, if we weren't on the store, they would end up waiting till Q1 of next year and drop with the Yokohama release. But because we're on the store, we can release, new features and customers can realize value a little quicker. So if you are on a Xanadu instance, you should be able to go into your plugins page, search for UI Builder. It'll show you that you have an update. And you can take that update and get access to most of the store features that we're going to talk about today. Some of them will depend on licensing. And then also what we do with UIB is we also do what we call a true up on the family release. So when you upgrade to Yokohama, you'll automatically get this Q4 store version when you upgrade to Yokohama. So in addition to UIB being on the store, most of our workspaces are also delivered as store apps. So this is a good time to check and see if those workspaces have any updates. I think most of them will have Q4 store updates. If you check and don't see an update, you might also want to check the version of Xanadu that you're on. Because some of our store apps will depend on Xanadu patch 3, which also came out last week. So you might need to upgrade to patch 3 and then recheck your store apps. You can also look on the store itself. If you find the plugin or application that you're looking for, it will show you the version and whether there's a dependency on a specific patch. So all things to look at. But again, the store release came out last Thursday on the 7th. And so this is a good time to go in and see what store updates you have and whether you want to uptake them right now or you want to wait till Yokohama or till you upgrade to Yokohama and get them automatically. Yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say about the store.
Awesome. So then let me do one little bit of promotion. If you have used UI Builder in the past year, regardless of your level of experience, we would love to hear from you. Please fill out this survey and let us know what kind of enablement content would help you best, what kind of things you're looking for out of our training, etc. Pranav's going to put the link up on the screen here in a second, but it's sn.works /UIB survey-2024. This really, we're paying a lot of attention to this survey. We have a whole bunch of people with eyes on it. So it's your time to really make an impression upon the product and help make it work better for you. But now that that's over with, we're going to talk about our features. So we are going to highlight a couple of features here real quick. I'm not going to spend forever on these PowerPoint slides, I promise. But I just wanted to basically point out a couple of bullet points. First, we've got Builder Assistance, which is going to be an awesome enhancement that's going to be bringing a lot of new things as the UI Builder keeps moving forward. Right now, it's going to enable you to quickly find and easily resolve common configuration issues, mostly around accessibility. And it's going to be basically a great second set of digital eyes to take a look at your pages as you're building. Next, we're going to be looking at our new streamlined events creation. As some of you who have had UI Builder experience might know, it's kind of confusing sometimes to know where to start with event creation. And I am super excited for this new feature because it's going to be showing you what the most used handlers are for a specific component. And it's only going to get better from here. Finally, or second to finally, we have a new user presence. We've heard a lot of feedback that collaboration in UI Builder could be better. So we're working to make it better. The first release here brings us user presence, which you might be used to while looking at records on the core view of the platform, where you're able to see little avatar icons and see who else is on the record with you. Well, now you can do the same with UI Builder. And then finally, the very first thing that I'm going to demo for you guys is UI Builder UI generation. It is going to help you jumpstart experience creation so that you can get to customizing faster in UI Builder. Creators of any skill level can describe your desired result, and it will generate it for you. And I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen and stop it. There we go. Where is my screen?
So
I'm going to go ahead and start with that one. Oh, go for it.
No, I was just saying, like, to the viewers, this is my first time seeing all the new features. So if you see me excited, like, it's a real excitement because I haven't seen UI generation as of now. So
very important. UI generation requires a little bit of setup to get there, as do most of our AI features. So if it doesn't work for you, don't fret. There's a few things you need to make sure of. First, you need to make sure that you're licensed for Creator Pro Plus. And if you have any questions about your licensing, you should definitely check with your account team first and foremost. Next, you need to make sure that the plugin is installed on your instance. You can find it at the store under SN Now Creator. And you can license your instance through here. Then you need to make sure that it's installed on your instance and also activated under the Now Assist admin panel. And then you want to make sure you have the appropriate role, which is Now Assist Creator. And if everything aligns and you have everything set up correctly, once you hit UI Builder, you should see this banner that says Get Started. If it says Learn More, there's something missing along the steps along the way. So I would definitely just go back and triple check just to make sure. So first, we're going to go ahead and just get started. Now, what do we want? I like to start with trying an example. These are basically some pre-written prompts to show you the kind of intake information that our AI requires. And this does use Now LLM. We want to create a tabbed experience called Incident Management to help track incidents by priority. I want a different one. Let me see. Here it is. This was my favorite. So we're going to create a new experience with the following attributes. And here kind of gives you an example of what inputs the LLM takes. So we're going to name the experience incident management. We're going to select tab navigation. We're selecting the incident table. We want the chart type of pie. We want incidents by priority and group by priority. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on generate preview. And it's going to take all the information that I just gave it. And it's going to take its moment and generate us a preview. Now, what's really, really cool about this is that all of our AI features require assists, which are kind of the currency of how the AI works. But what's awesome about experience generation is it won't consume any assists until we hit save and edit experience. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look at how it configured things for us. We've got the name, we've got the navigation, we've got our 3 pages, landing page, filter list, and simple record. And it's given us an example table of what we've got going. I want to name this task management. And let's see if we can change the table to task. And I'm going to regenerate preview. And again, it doesn't consume any additional assists to regenerate the preview. It won't lock in until we click on save and edit experience. But I actually just want it to be incident management. And I'm gonna change this back to incident. Gonna regenerate the preview again just to make sure everything looks good. I've got my name updated, my tables updated, and I'm going to hit save and edit experience. Now it's going to consume the assist. And it's been created. So the really awesome thing is that you can quickly start up an experience, see how things work and how they're configured. You can see your layouts done, you can see your events done, and it took no time at all. We've built it in a way that should be easy to deconstruct and work on. So it's not going to be super complex. It's going to be pretty straightforward in terms of how the page is built out and configured. So we don't have like a million client state parameters. We only have what we need, and they're kind of self-explanatory in how they are configured. Let me change the screen resolution a little bit. There we go. So for example, I've got my stylized text heading. I can change it easily. And oh, check this out, you guys. Fred Luddy is viewing this page with me. Oh, that's awesome. Now with user presence, you're better able to see who is working with you alongside you in UI Builder. So we've got the column layouts and we've got our data visualizations. What I want to do real quick to show off our next feature is going to be, I want to add a button. So I'm going to go into here. I'm going to add a side panel right column. I'm going to bring it up to the top. I'm going to move my stylized text in here, and I want to add a button here. So I'm going to look up my button, and I'm going to hit save. Now I've got a little X. It says fix issues on this variant. And it says button needs at least one event to function when clicked. You can add an event on the events pane for the button. So it's telling me what component has the issue right now. And it looks like it's the one that I just added, which makes sense. I'm going to go in here to the events. And it looks like I only have one event possible, which is the button clicked. That makes sense. And I'm going to add a handler here. And now we're going to have our event handler wizard, I guess, generation creation thing. Very technical terms, I know. So it's going to tell us what the most used event handlers tend to be, whether you update a client state parameter, you link to a destination, or you add event tracking. But I actually, I want to open a popover, which It's going to ask us choose existing, but I forgot to add one. So I'm going to go ahead and create real quick, a modeless dialog. And we're going to type in hello world. With the only text component that anybody can ever use, of course, a stylized text component, which is a joke. You can use any text component you want, regardless of what our lab guys say otherwise. I want to remove the current preset. This is also new. You've got a new way to look at presets. And right now it's defaulting to use the list controller preset, but I'm going to remove it so I can edit how I want it to say. And I want to say, hello world. I'm going to hit save. My error is still there because I haven't gone back in to add my handler. I wanted to open a modal dialog here. Select Did I click on the wrong event handler? That would be so funny. There it is. I did. Any questions so far, Pranav?
No, there's nothing in the chat as of now.
And now my agent assist is gone because I don't have any more configuration issues on my button. So let me see what else.
If you keep that page open, I can show something real quick.
Go for it.
So I'm making a change as Fred Luddy to the page.
Oh, nice.
This was one of the other, there's a few problems with collaborating in UIB. You really can't work on the same page in the same instance as somebody else. And so this is our first shot at adding collaboration to it. And so we're really trying just to add discoverability with this one. So, if you're on a page and somebody else is on a page and they make an update, you just don't know until you go to save it and overwrite their changes. So this, at least, it's not perfect, but it's at least going to tell you, hey, somebody else made an update. You should at least go talk to that person and figure out how to merge those things. So it'll give you a little message there. So this was all based on customer feedback that, from talking to customers, this was something that they struggle with. So this is really about visibility.
I think my favorite live coding happy hour moment was years and years ago when me and Ashley were showing off UI Builder for one of the first times. And she made a whole bunch of changes to the page. And all of a sudden, when she refreshed, they disappeared. And it was because I made a change to the page too. And we had no idea. And we were just freaking out live, like, what's going on? So now I tried to save over your changes, but it gave me the heads up that, hey, I made changes to an outdated page variant. It will replace any changes made by Fred Luddy, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to hit cancel.
So
I'm going to hit refresh.
Quick question to you both about the override stuff. So technically, Maria, you are also editing the same thing. So Fred Luddy should also be getting the similar kind of notification, right? When they are trying to edit something. Is it right? Because, yeah. And yeah, got it.
Exactly. So Fred will also be getting the same types of notifications that I am as well. And I think actually that I think those are all the features for Xanadu Store Release 2. Let's highlight a couple of the features from Xanadu Store Release 1 since we didn't do a creator toolbox for that one. The very first thing, oh wait, no, we did. I remember because I was about to reuse my same joke. Bummer. I'm so glad I remembered halfway through.
I have another question on the collaboration stuff. So one thing that like I would like is like, for example, when we click on this collaboration and the notification come up, and it should kind of give us a list of what are the things that are edited, because it just says like one thing that's you can override like changes, but you don't know like what they might be working on. So maybe is there any way to view it as of now, or it's just like the simple notification as of now?
There's not at the moment, but I think we mentioned without saying too much that this is kind of our first step in terms of collaboration. So there's a lot of things that we're thinking about. There's a lot of stuff that has been worked on. So yeah, that is absolutely something we're thinking about. It'd be great if you could see in UI Builder the different spots that it changed, and maybe be able to merge those updates or see some list of changes. So it's all all stuff that we're looking at, but in this release, we're really looking for just visibility.
Sounds good.
Hashtag safe harbor.
Safe harbor.
So let's see. I think, is there anything else that I might have missed, Brad?
I think that was the big stuff for the store release.
Awesome. So now I'm going to take a quick second and share out some information about our training resources, which is, hang on a second, let me change my screen.
All right. And Gary, like we do have time. Maybe we can try one more example of the experience. We saw a lot of examples that were coming up. Maybe we can see one more.
Sure, but you have to come up with a prompt.
Yep, I think like let's play with the same one, because I was curious about like when you showed the task one, right, in the first time. Can we add filters when we are defining a new experience? Like we were showing the table as task, but can we also specify like filters, like only show incidents and changes maybe? Yep, that's the same one. Maybe can we add some filters, and let's see.
What should the filter be?
Just maybe task type, task underscore type should be like incident or change.
So let's change the table to task.
Yep.
If only I could type. But of course, you can't type well when you're demoing live.
So it works.
Exactly. Chart title should be.
Just call it. Yeah.
I'm kind of curious how it will process, because we are giving task type. Will it take like the field automatically? Let's see how it works.
Let's see what it generated. And if not, I can at least show how to easily edit it yourself after it's been created. That's a good idea.
Yep.
So let's see. So nice. So we've got, it changed it to a bar graph. And if I click on the presentational list here,
I wonder, did it add any filtering to the bar graph maybe? Since that was the one that we...
So we've got task, group by.
I forget where it does the filtering. It may be in the controller.
Well, we can at least add it ourselves. So we're going to go to, isn't it class?
I think it's task type on
task type. Yes. gonna go ahead and hit save. And it looks like these metrics aren't defined by the controller. It might just be the metric itself right here.
Yeah, so the controller would only apply to that presentational list component, and then the data visualization components grab their own data.
And it looks like the filter has been updated here, like you said.
And then you could, add a filter component to this page and have everything look at the filter component as well.
The main part of e-experience generation is just making a easy to use, easy to build on top of set of pages for your experience that gets you started. This got us a good solid 90% of the way there. And we were able to easily just identify where we needed to update and make the changes to it. It's not like it's like your favorite developer who is super smart and does all the smart things just because they can, and built it with like 37 client state parameters. I'm sure nobody's experienced that before. It's actually easy to build on top of.
Yeah, and it also, we did an academy. Was it the beginning of this year? Was it last year? Where we showed how to create a workspace from scratch, and there's some manual steps involved. So this actually does a lot of those for you, even if they're not all configurable. Like clicking on the plus sign will give you a new record on whatever table you selected. You get the list menu and the list page. So a lot of those initial setup things that are pretty manual, if you're creating from scratch, you just kind of automatically get with this, similar to, if you create it through App Engine Studio or something.
Yeah, and I think I like that example stuff a lot. Like people with less experience get to see like what can be created, and they can just edit on top of it. That's like one of my favorite part. I don't know whether it's available with other stuff that are there, which from which we are like in the Now stuff, but that's my favorite. Like examples, like people like me who have played with it a little less, so they can explore it and see everything. And I think, Gabby, you are sharing the training resources also.
That's exactly it, though, Pranav. You hit it right on the head. It's meant for people of all experience levels to be able to use UI Builder faster, get more value faster out of it, and be able to just configure something and go. Speaking about our academies, I wanted to quickly plug a couple of training resources that you might be interested in if you want to start learning UI Builder. The very first one that I want to talk about is our NowLearning course. We've got UI Builder Fundamentals. We're working on updating this and other courses related to UI Builder, but they're definitely worth giving a shot. If you have access to them, run through them. After you're done with that, you should check out our training workshop sites. Pranav's going to have all of these links for us in the description of the YouTube video, so you can access these anytime you want. But here we basically have our Knowledge 2024 labs that you can work through. We've got our Crafting Workspaces Like a Pro, which is a great intro to workspace configuration lab. We've got our Advanced Workspace Configuration with UI Builder, where we hit on a lot of the more advanced topics like declarative actions. And then we've got to build a killer single page app with UI Builder, which takes you through creating a custom application inside of UI Builder. We've also got some awesome community resources like our Center of Excellence and the actual community forum where you can ask questions. If you're specifically looking for service operations workspace resources, the SOW team recently released a bunch of lunch and learn videos that are super useful for learning how to configure service operations workspace specifically. And there's even a boot camp on NowLearning for you to be able to run through and see about configuring SOW. Finally, we've got our 2 video resources, which if you enjoy more off script troubleshooting fun, we have an unscripted show called You and I Build Our Live that we host on this YouTube channel on the 2nd and 4th Thursday of every month. It's a lot of fun, and it is, I think, a closer look at real development in UI Builder that's more technical than what we normally do. And like Brad said, we have a Next Experience Academy YouTube playlist where you can go and check out a bunch of workspaces and UI Builder content that we've got curated over the past year and a half. And then finally, if you want to take a closer look at the new UI Builder release, we just finished Creator Toolbox today, What's New in Xanadu Store Release 2. We're also going to cover it this Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. We have no we have no real standardization on what time zone we use. You can just tell who made the PowerPoint by what time zone we're using. But UI Builder Live, we're going to be going deeper into what we can do with the Builder Assistant and what it can catch us on. And then a big premiere event. We're going to have a live premiere of a UI Builder 101 video that is going to contain everything you could ever want to know about UI Builder. And if you want to also, I did not put it in this slide, but you should also check out our Next Experience Academy on Wednesday the 20th at 11 a.m. Eastern. It's not going to be on this YouTube channel. You should check the description for a link to the Next Experience Academy. You can also find it on the Next Experience Center of Excellence link. But we're basically going to have a UI Builder history lesson from one of our awesome teammates here at ServiceNow. So we've got a whole bunch of learning content ready to go in the next couple of weeks here for learning UI Builder, getting into the next experience, and figuring all that stuff out. This is the sign up QR code for the academies. Just look for the Next Experience Academy on there. And we actually have a good question in the chat. Aras is asking, when will the Horizon website be finished? We always love to take feedback on what components you feel need more documentation. So please submit any feedback through the knowledge, through the docs and through the Horizon website. But we actually did in October, our Academy episode was about the Horizon website and what's coming new in it in the late October update. So we've actually recently updated and released a bunch of new information that you should totally check out. And you should also check out that Academy when you have a chance. And I think that's it for all the plugs that I wanted to do today.
Right. Thank you so much, Maria and Brad, for showing us all these stuff. And I think like people will be super excited about the UI Builder 101 because there are a lot of folks who might have not started with it and they might be thinking like, what's the starting point? I know there are a lot of resources, but that can be a fresh start for them. Anything else, Brad, you want to plug in?
Brad's on mute.
Oh, you're mute.
No.
We always do it.
Brad's always on mute. No, I'm good.
All right. So thank you so much both for showing us all this thing. And folks, if you want more content like this, we have a whole content calendar in devlink.sn/Xanadu. So go ahead and check out. And I'm going to put a link here. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining.